Welcome to B2B with Randy and Craig, where we speak to local entrepreneurs and learn about their journey. Welcome to B2B with Randy and Craig, where we discuss the rise, the fall,
and the kicking up.
No, it's Sunday morning. If it was Saturday night, maybe we talked about it. Anyway, we're here with Anthony Zoltinas of Zoltinas Builders.
Yes, sir.
For short, it's Zot.
Zot.
Which I like better. It's easier for me to
much
say.
easier for him.
Well, first of all, Zot, did I pronounce your name correctly?
Zoltinas.
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 Yes.
Very nice. Hey, welcome.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate you coming.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
You got first question we got to ask. How'd you get into home improvements?
So, it was back in 2015. I was working at Whole Foods in the seafood department. Smelled like, fish every time I got home from work. It was horrible.
Well, that means, though, that the fish is fresh.
Yeah,
Yes.
the fish is fresh.
Fresh fish.
Yes.
Fresh fish always at Whole Foods.
Do you
man.
eat fish now?
No, I don't
All
eat
right,
fish.
makes
I
sense.
hate
We'll
fish.
talk about different story.
So, I was dating this girl. Her name was Brianna. And she had a mother, obviously, with a
Okay,
boy.
so far it all makes sense.
Piecing it together.
With the boyfriend, And the boyfriend was a local 45 car.
You mean the boyfriend, the mother's boyfriend? It wasn't you, your girlfriend, and her boyfriend.
Right.
You were the girlfriend.
It's pretty funny though, because she cheated
this guy's
on me.
gonna
She ended
sand
up
your toes,
no,
Craig.
it's pretty funny because she ended up cheating on me, and then
With the boyfriend, with the mother's boyfriend.
Wow.
Wow, this show's really turning. Forget about it. As business turns.
He's serious.
We'll change it. No. All right,
man,
so let's go back. So now you're dating this girl, and her mother's boyfriend is a builder.
Yeah, yes, and I
And a candlestick
I
maker.
swear to God, I remember it so clear. It's like I walk into the house and to hang out with her, and he's there. His name is Steve, and he's like, Anthony, you ready to come do hard work, and quit Whole Foods? And I was thinking about what do you want me to do?
You're like, bro, I work in the fish department. It's pretty hard.
And I'm like, you know what? Like, I've always been an artist since I'm 5. Like, even my art teacher, Miss Randazzo from John Street, always texts me, just gave me all my artwork from when I was 5. She kept it for 24 years. It's been.
Wow.
And now my son's about to have her, and it's pretty crazy.
That's why she gave
3
it back.
generations. My sister, me, and now my son all
Had the
had
same
her, had
teacher.
the
We'll
same-
talk about the art in a minute.
so-
We'll talk about that journey. Well, let's talk about this.
So at Sword and Sweet, I took the ride, and we ended up doing. It was during Sandy, and my first house I ever did was a new build for Billy DeLusso, Wild Child Tattoo, and in Copeg, and I learned everything from there. I got sheetrock thrown at me. I got yelled at. I got screamed at. I brought up bags of fucking cement.
We apologize for that. Mark that spot.
Yeah. So what?
Sorry.
When you went to construction for the first time,
You're passionate.
what was it about it that made you say, I want to do this?
So it was the art, I guess, the art background, and the strive for always wanting to build homes. Because when I was 10, I drew a house from scratch, which I can show you guys later. And it was based off a Shaquille O'Neal episode of MTV Cribs.
Remember that show?
Yeah, the show was awesome. And
Yeah,
it
that
was,
was.
One of my favorite shows.
Do you enjoy more the designing portion of it prior
yeah,
to, or the actual finished product of it?
I could see the finished product.
So you work with architects,
Yeah.
or you work with the homeowner?
Yeah, I work with both.
You work with both?
I work with Lou Trentadue.
Let's not say last names.
Yeah, sorry,
we don't
sorry,
know.
Lou.
They'll sue Craig.
No problem. No, he's a good guy, man. Very good guy. I went
He
to
is.
his wedding recently, and we just became so well-rounded together, and we work well together. And I really don't use anybody else. It's just,
So give me an idea. So my wife and I were putting a second level on our home and making it up. We bring you in.
Yeah.
We come to you and we give you our ideas.
Yes.
And then you're working with your designers to take, and you're designing yourself.
yeah, I'm designing myself, but I have a team behind me that
Draws
designs too.
Awesome.
Yes. So we do that, and we get the
So that's full build.
that's full build.
That's full
yeah,
build. But
yeah.
do you also do phases of construction?
As far as bathroom,
Maybe somebody
kitchen
just wants a
remodel.
bathroom. That's not your thing.
No, I do it still.
Got it.
We
But
do
let's go
still.
back to your journey. So here you are with Steve, I think the guy's name was, the
Yes.
boyfriend's
Yeah.
ex-lover or
Steve.
something. Whatever his name
yeah,
is.
Steve.
So you with Steve. So Steve got you involved in this build. That was right after Sandy. You realized, wow, I love this. And I come home, I smell like sweat. I don't smell like fish.
Sandy was in 2012.
Right.
So we're talking 4 years later, this house didn't get started.
Right, I sat, which was that's a
So
different
it was
horror
like
story.
God
Yeah.
right there. Like he brought me to that house.
I love it.
It could have been done in 2012, but why did it wait till 2015? You know, and then I was there, and
The universe.
I learned, I learned everything, and I
And
found,
insurance companies.
Yeah,
There we go.
you know,
Exactly.
and then his brother actually became more of my mentor. He was the nicer guy, I guess.
Got it.
And
It's like me and you.
I learned,
Yeah,
I learned
yeah,
a lot from
thereabout.
him, and then I ended up finding another opportunity with another company with this guy Chris. I worked for him for like about 2 years, and then I called him one day. I was like, you know what, Chris, I'm 19, 20 years old. Like I'm ready to go on my own. He like kind of laughed at me, you know, but he just called me to do a roof like literally last couple of weeks ago.
Now he's coming to you.
9 years later.
So how many years have you been on your own?
Since 2017, 18.
Wow.
Yeah.
And where do you service?
I service all Long Island, Suffolk, Nassau, the Hamptons. I'll even go out to Staten Island, Brooklyn. You know, I'm licensed and about to
it.
get my license in New York City for all the 5 boroughs.
And how does a homeowner or an architect or somebody who's thinking about, I guess I don't have to be ready to go. I could be thinking about it and reach out to you and you can help me design. How do they get a hold of you?
They can call me at 1-833-ZOTINAS or 516-780-3031 or email me at anthony@zotinasconstructionllc.com.
Perfect.
Or
Perfect.
at Zotinas on Instagram, anywhere, man.
So you're a young guy. How old are you?
I'm 29.
29. And you've been in business for how many years now?
About eight, right? Yeah.
Eight or
Almost
9
eight,
years.
going on 8 years.
And how many crews do you guys run?
I got over 150 guys right now, man, between New York and Vegas.
Wow. Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas too is coming. Yeah.
Nice.
So-
Vegas is the place to build.
Yeah, right now,
Oh, Vegas.
especially WrestleMania weekend. Well, not when this airs, but you know. So since 2017,
What
you
are
know,
you talking about?
Randy likes to say, though his wife doesn't like to hear it, judge me not by my mistakes, but how I fix them, right? And I can't imagine that since 2017, everything has gone crystal, right?
No.
But tread lightly on this question. You don't
Right.
have to
Go
go
ahead.
to an extreme.
No, no problem.
So what's one mistake that had to happen in order for you to be, you know, make it to where you are
Who
right
I am
now?
today.
Yeah.
I think the biggest mistake was bringing in like the wrong people into my life. And
On the business side or personal
on
side?
On both sides. And, you know,
That's true. You got to surround yourself with
With
the right
positive
people.
people.
What's the expression? If you sleep with dogs, you lie with dogs, you get fleas. And the people you surround yourself with on a business side, on a personal side, and you could argue networking. We talk about networking a lot. Putting yourself in the right room. I was just talking to one of our team members, Theo. Social media, we were talking about how important it is to be in the right room with the right people. We were
Yeah.
just having the conversation.
which I feel like I am now, bro. I'm with the right people right now, talking to the right
my
people.
man, appreciate that. We feel the same.
But what was I saying?
How great Craig and I are. I think that's the
That was a
last
good-
thing.
That's what I heard too.
So let's ask you seriously. What's your scaling strategy? You're talking about going to Vegas. So you've been in business in New York. You're doing great. You're already in Vegas. You have a footprint. This sounds like.
Yeah.
So that's a scaling strategy. How did
I do it? Well, definitely God, man. You know, because so my dad's name is Tony, right? And my dad hasn't always been like the best father in the world, but he's still a nice guy. 40 years in the post office, hardworking man.
Yeah.
So I respect him. And that's where I got my work ethic from. And
Rain, sleet, snow, and
I
hail.
don't think, he's a beast, man. But I don't think he never really had the strive to run his own business. So he looks at me and he's like, old school Italian, don't do it, man. Like, just go get a job and do it on the side. I'm like, no, man, this is my life.
A lot of people think that way, and that's awesome. That's okay. That's okay. But you had an entrepreneurial spirit that he didn't have.
Yeah, so it's like, like it's very sentiment, like emotional to me, So, but
But he's proud of you.
yeah, I'm sure
and
he's
he
proud of
supports
me.
you.
Yeah,
Was there ever a moment in your journey so far where you like, I just got to call it quits. This is just not
dude,
going to work.
There's been 2 moments in my life where I wanted to commit suicide, to be honest with you.
Tough.
I was arrested 4 times. I got put on 3 years probation. I got a misdemeanor that gets wiped away in about like 2 more years.
Good.
And I couldn't be more blessed to go through what I went through.
Well, you become who you are through life experience. So what I love about what you're saying is, here's a guy who found himself in a career going nowhere, if I could say that in the
That's
beginning.
okay. I respect that.
All right, in
Yeah.
the beginning. I mean, he was
Yeah.
working at Whole Foods. Not that that's a bad thing for
No,
you.
no.
It wasn't what you
Now
wanted.
Amazon
Not the
owns it.
career he
Now
wanted.
It wasn't what he wanted.
Right.
He wanted a different sense of accomplishment. He found something
Yeah.
passionate, built it, didn't have the support of his family, his father.
No,
I
my
don't know your
mom. My mom's
Yeah.
been my biggest support through the whole.
Awesome. Awesome. I know that feeling. Me too. But weathered through his father not being of the same spirit as you,
Yeah.
and faced things in life, law problems and so forth,
Yeah.
overcame all that.
You know what it was too, and becoming a first-time father. My son Mason
How old is he?
he's 4 going on 5.
That'll change
He was
everything.
a COVID baby, so he's like a special little boy.
Craig's a COVID baby.
No, I'm not.
Maybe the shots gonna turn you into a baby, big baby boy.
So you bring up a great point about you have a son, right?
yeah.
So one of my favorite questions to ask.
That's not a point, by the way. That's a fact.
a fact.
what's
How I should say? How do you juggle
So
being a business owner
and a father.
and a parent?
So I could say one thing is that it ain't easy, and it took a while for me to balance my life like that. All the trials and tribulations I've been through in the past couple of years, especially the last 3, have been very important to me. And he's got a great mother. We went through what we went through. But she's always there for him,
And you're there for her, and
we-
you're there for him.
yeah. We split 50-50 custody. We split every other weekend. We co-parent well, and that's
all you
love
can
it.
ask
I
for,
love
right?
it. That's
So
fantastic.
if you're just tuning in to B2B with Randy and
loves
Craig
us.
on WBAB 102.3, Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts, we are sitting here with Anthony Zotinis from Zotinis Builders.
now
right?
builders. Yes,
Yeah. So is this your first radio appearance?
I had my voice on the radio when I was a handyman back in 2017. I was doing everything myself at that point.
Okay.
I like the way you went from the radio voice to the regular voice when you asked him if this is his first time in the radio.
Yeah.
Because your voice, WB.
Well, I have a face for radio, so it works out for me.
So somebody, let's talk about that. Somebody finds themselves in a similar position. They made a bad decision. They wound up on the wrong side. They get out of jail. They're doing something that they don't love. Should that be? That's not. It's not a tattoo that you're
Dude,
destined for nothing.
There's more than just this though. I've been in 3 near-death car accidents in my life too. In 2015, I cracked my head open on a windshield, bleeding from the head, almost half-inch away from brain damage.
Right.
Got out of it. Got 42 stitches in my head.
Talk
And
about adversity.
There you go.
9 months later, driving a truck. I used to work for a party supply during the mix of the construction to make extra money. This guy gave me his truck. I did what I had to do from East Northport, took the Sunrise Highway all the way back to Merrick. I'm getting off exit 25S. We all know that windy turn.
yeah.
Brakes failed on me, flipped over 3 times.
Jeez.
Had my seatbelt on, but windows open, and all I remember is like a white shield around me, like blaring, and like those are my angels and God shielding me. There's a reason why I'm here.
And all that, again,
All that trauma.
Trauma.
That I got PTSD for sure, anxiety.
I'll tell you, if we ever go anywhere, I'll be the driver.
No problem. I rent some pretty cool cars in Turo.
I'll
so-
drive them. You can sit next to me. I'll tell you how nice they drive.
So and that's a wrap. I have obviously my championship belt, and I'm known as the undisputed cinematography champion of the world because
Not
that's
everybody says it like that. People
No,
say he's the
no,
undisputed
no.
That's
champion.
awesome.
They say it like
I
that.
love it.
So, but that's my shtick because that's what gets me remembered.
Yeah.
Does Zotinis Builders? Do you guys have a catchphrase or motto that
It's
kind of
the house always wins, man.
the
house always wins.
Yeah,
I like that.
because the
That's a
fucking
good-
casino. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
mark that too.
Mark
See,
that
double-
one.
Sorry.
That's
That's
all
a
right.
habit.
It happens.
The casino robs you, man. We all know that.
Yeah.
The house always wins.
Well, let's talk about your signs.
Yes.
So these signs out
This is basic
around
right
Long
now.
Island. You put these signs.
Every house. If it's on a corner, I do both sides. If it's on a single house, I just do one in the front. And then I have 4x8 big signs for the fence when I do excavation.
Got it.
We fence the property.
So tell me how someone would, your customers, are they finding you through referrals, or are they mostly just cold calls?
Right now is honestly a mix of everything. Literally, like I get calls every day now, and it's like, oh, you did work for my friend, or we found you on
Referrals.
Instagram, this and that. And now in the past 30 days, I've had over 100,000 views on my Instagram account.
Terrific.
And only 1.3% is from ads. The
Well,
rest
please
is from,
collaborate with us because we'd like some of that.
listen, in the next 6 months, it's going to be $1 million plus.
So let me ask you, you talked a lot being centered, God. You talked about religion a lot as a big part
Every
of who
Sunday,
you are.
every Sunday, I'm there.
That's wonderful.
Every Sunday.
And I have a lot of respect for that.
Yeah.
I mentally am there. I can't, everybody has their own thing. So let me ask you this.
Do they let you in the church?
No. That's a whole different story. It's Saturday, right? Well, no, they would let me in, yes. So let me ask you, is there a book, and I think I know what you're going to say, but is there a particular book that you would recommend that's inspiring, that it helped you get to achieve what you
Greater things are coming.
by? Doesn't matter. We can
I don't know
Google
what
it.
her name is.
Greater things are coming.
Yeah,
You know what I
and
thought he was
also-
going to say? I thought he was going to say the Bible.
I don't. No, well, the Bible's cool. I got the Bible too. I read it from time to time. I wouldn't say every day, but from time to time when it's an important moment.
Yeah, but we haven't had that
And
answer yet.
I'm also in the process right now writing my own book.
Oh, you are? We
cool.
had an author on here once.
It's called "That Was Then, This Is Now" by Anthony Zotinas.
I like that because what was that? And that just talking to you for the last 15 minutes, that is what that was then. This is now.
Yeah,
100%.
It's a title already from another author, but she lives in a different state, and honestly, I didn't even know about it.
Do it
till
squared.
I thought about it.
That was
Squared,
then. This is now squared.
Squared,
Yeah.
You know, like just change the name a little bit or whatever, and then you got
Make
your
it
own
your own.
pattern. Yeah.
But that's awesome. So you're so you're an entrepreneur, a single dad, and you're writing a book, and the business that he's growing is in 2 states.
Yeah,
All right,
and
New York,
it's gonna be
on the
more-
other end of the country.
It's going to end up being more and possibly international one day.
I love
That's
it.
what I'm working
I love
for.
it.
So social media is a gigantic factor in a lot of
100,000.
businesses.
He said 100,000.
Over 100,000 views
Yeah.
in the past 30 days, only because I got the right guys doing the marketing media management. It's a lot less stressful for me. I'm ready to go with the videos. I got a lot of good ideas in my mind,
Right.
and I see the future, man. That's it.
So that in that regard, social media has really taken off your business.
Yes.
Was there a piece of machinery that's come out since you started that's
hammer.
just me?
Dude,
The hammer.
I'm telling you, no, you know what it is?
2017.
No, you know what it is? I started really walking with God 3 months ago when I was in a bad place. Like, not so bad as it was 3 years ago, but not so well this fall. It was a little slow. And
Right.
I went to the cemetery. I put stuff on my grandparents' grave. I put my car there. I said a few prayers. And within 3 months, like, magic happened. It was like my whole life changed. I go every Sunday to church. The Intercessor.
Mindset.
The Intercessor in Malvern is a beautiful church.
Yeah, it sounds.
And, I give them $100 every week because really money's nothing to me.
No, you're not going, and you're getting
Yeah.
spiritual awareness, and it's lifting you.
Well, when God sees you do good, He gives you back. Instant karma.
We talk a lot with a lot of guests on our show about mindset. And what you put out is what comes back.
Yeah.
And, I'm going to tell you, since we've been speaking, a lot of what you say, Anthony, is about mindset, is about, hey, look, I'm going to steal what you said that you stole from that lady. What was that? What was then is not
That was
now.
that was then. This is now.
That
yeah.
was now. This
Yeah.
is
That was then.
That was
is
then.
now.
This is now.
Yeah.
Is like this greatest summary for the time we spent together.
Yeah, well, there's a lot more about me, but I guess you guys will have to wait and
No,
find out.
we have time. We'd love to hear some more. But are these things that you're going to
Well,
talk about
so-
help mold you into the businessman you are?
So the biggest thing was Tony. We'll get back to my father thing. So I had another Tony come into my life in 2022.
Oh, Tony the dad.
No, not my dad. Another Tony that's literally like my father now.
That
This guy came into my life in 2022, and it was in March. Everything happens in March. All my businesses, LLCs, were started in March. And this guy came to me March 7th, 2022.
my daughter's born in March.
He got me out of a job. I charged this customer like $650,000, and I really screwed up. Like, it was over $1 million job.
So you were upside down.
I was upside down. This guy came in, he literally got them to sign something that said, "We're just gonna end it right here. No hard feelings on you." And then they agreed to it, signed it, got me out of that. I almost lost I could have lost like $500,000.
That's crazy.
And I would have went bankrupt.
Was he a lawyer or is he?
He's honestly not a lawyer. He built Amazon's marketing back in the day. He shot for Playboy. He ran some bars and clubs.
So is he like a mentor to you?
He's
Is
a
he-
mentor to me, and now he's a partner.
Oh, he's a partner in your
He's a silent
business.
partner.
Wow.
Not too much, but silent.
Enough, but
And
he has
that's-
a lot of
and-
influence
and
on you.
So that's the guy who lives in Vegas. And now, in the past 3 years, he correlated this whole thing where now we're gonna be building in Vegas.
And let me tell you, Vegas. I just went to Vegas to see the Eagles in the Sphere. The amount of building that's
Do you
going
know
on
what's
there.
going on right now?
It's
Universal
insane.
Studios
Oh, really?
breaking ground already. Universal Studios. And
In
my
Vegas?
idea is
First of all,
really
that'd be hot as hell.
my idea is
Yeah.
really to bring Disney to Disney Vegas or Six Flags Vegas. That would be.
You need a water park in Vegas.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
yeah.
Well,
seriously.
Universal Studios gets a water park.
Yeah, that's what you need,
No,
right?
that's-
Otherwise,
yeah,
that's
no,
the whole
It's
thing.
going to be
100%.
115 degrees.
It's
in
so
June.
crazy what happened in Vegas. Vegas went from
For nothing.
to
It's like a beautiful, like lit up.
then it was
like-
just it was bad people went there, and then it was like you went there just to gamble, bachelor
Yeah.
parties and stuff. Now families, I mean, they really it's
Yeah,
crazy.
we're-
So
the entertainment capital of the world. Man.
it's just insane.
There's so much success out there.
you know, and I also see Nashville growing like crazy.
Oh,
You know,
yeah,
like
it
the
is.
amount of people that are traveling there.
Yeah.
So with your experience, you do a lot of building on the East End of Long Island, because that's a lot of growth going on
So
there.
yeah, we're getting out more towards, like I said earlier, the Hamptons. Like that's like a big thing. Like actually, my other mentor Bob, he really literally runs the whole Hamptons, and he's retiring and wants me to do all the work there that he has. Like give me all
Nice.
his
All his
clients that he's had
customers.
for 45 years.
So how is it? How is in your experience that you've made these connections, these deep connections? Because
How?
And let me just say something. You haven't talked about networking. You're not a networker, I'm gonna guess, because not one time you said, "Hey, I belong to this group." I'm not saying you're not social. Yes,
I used to be a part of a group, but I hated it, man. All the kids in there, all they wanted to do was drink and play Twister on a Friday night. I'm fucking. I'm sorry. I'm up
Mark
till,
that too.
I'm up till. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
It's all right.
I'm up until 3 a.m. sometimes, dude. Sometimes I
Right.
don't even sleep. Sometimes I'll go to bed by 10 p.m. Wake up at 4. I'm ready to go, and then I'll stay up till 12 a.m. Not get home till 12.
You know what's going to be great? This show airs at 6:30 a.m. on Sunday. You might even be up. You'll be able to watch it right through.
You'll be up.
I'll be up at 4:30 on Sunday.
So Anthony, we're wrapping up. We're going to run out of time,
problem.
and I got to tell you, man, it was really inspiring speaking to you. I'm going to call you Zod.
Do you know?
I
do you have any other questions for me that you want to know?
I do, and I'm going to ask you offline. I can't ask you because then
Oh,
they cut
no.
me off on B2B.
no,
It's a whole thing. It's
now
part
on
of
the
it.
show. No,
They cut
now.
me right off. So Anthony, real quick, what's the best phone number for someone to hire Zontinos Builders?
1-833 Zotinus, where quality's guaranteed.
All right, I love it. A little singing there for her singing morning.
Oh, that's one thing. I tried out for American Idol a couple years ago.
We'll I was sorry we didn't say. Craig, take us out.
Well, from B2B with Randy and Craig, that's a wrap. Oh, that was a terrible throw.
Thank you for tuning in to B2B with Randy and Craig. Looking forward to hanging with you next week.